Hello, my little artists. Now that we have learned about Rosa Parks, it is time for us to learn how to draw a picture of her. So we are going to be drawing this cute little cartoon picture of Rosa Parks that I found on the Art for Kids Hub YouTube channel. Rob and I believe it was his daughter Hadley drew this, so we are going to be drawing this one today. So get your pencils and your paper. I've got my Sharpie. And you need to go ahead and write your name on your paper. And then you need to flip it over. So write your name. Remember, write your name small up in one of the top corners. That way, if you make a mistake, you can always flip your paper over. So once you got your name, flip your paper over, and we are ready to start drawing Rosa Parks. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is right here in the middle of our paper, we are going to make a smiley face. Just make a smiley face. Now, on either side of our smiley face, we are going to draw a circle. And then in the top right corner of each circle, we're going to draw a smaller circle. And if you look at my picture I've already drawn, you can see that that little circle stays white, and the rest of her eye will be colored in with black. Okay, now Rosa Parks has glasses, so we're just going to draw the circle of her glasses, but we're not going to draw the piece that goes in between her nose. We're just going to draw the circles here around her eyes. So draw a bigger circle around her eyes. And then we're going to give her some eyelashes. So over here, I'm going to draw 3 little curved lines on the side of her eye, not the side of her glasses, the side of her eye. And then we'll do 3 over here on this side. So make sure you're putting her eyelashes on her eye and not the glasses. If you put it on the glasses, just go ahead and get your eraser and erase them and then add them to her eye. Okay, now we're going to draw the bottom of her face. So we're going to be drawing from each corner of her eye, and we're just going to kind of make a really wide U shape. Okay, so just watch. I'm going to start here at the corner of her glasses, and I'm going to come down and curve under her eyes, and then curve back up. A really wide U shape. Okay, now above her smile, I'm going to come up above and I'm going to make a dot. So I just made a little dot up here. And then from this dot, I'm going to curve down and around her eye. So I'm going to curve like a smile and then turn it into a rainbow around her eye. So watch, I'm going to curve down and then around. So it's like an S curve. And that's going to be her hairline right here. Then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to curve like a smiley face and then make it a rainbow around her eyes. So I curve down and then over to the side of her face. Okay, now I need to do her ears. So over here, I'm going to make a letter C for her ear. See the letter C? So the left side's a letter C, and on the right side, it's a backwards letter C. 2 ears. Okay, now we're going to do the side of her hair. And it's kind of hard to see on my picture, but it's kind of like a wavy line, like 2 sideways rainbows. So I'm going to start here where her ear and the side of her head meets. And I'm going to make a curved rainbow line and another curved rainbow line up. Then we'll do the same thing on the other side, except the other way. Sideways rainbow, sideways rainbow. Then I'm going to connect the 2 sides of her hair with a big rainbow line. It's going to go all the way across. And that's going to form the bottom of her hat. Okay, now we're going to add the brim of her hat back here. So what we're going to do is we're going to start on top of her ear and curve into her hair a little bit. So start on her ear and curve into her hair. So watch, I'm going to start over here and just curve up to her hair. So I just drew this line here, started on her ear and curved up to top of her hair there. Then we'll do the same thing over here. Start on her ear and curve up to her hair. And that, we're going to see just a little piece of her hat back here. Okay, now from that point that we just did, this curve where it met her hair, we're going to do a diagonal line going into the right. And then over here, the same thing, we're going to do a diagonal line going into the left. So they're slanting in towards each other. Then I'm going to do a little vertical line on either side. Little vertical line on either side. And then I connect it with a curved rainbow line for the top of her hat. And then we're going to put a flower on her hat. So over here on the left side, I'm going to draw a circle, just a little one. And then I'm going to add 5 little curved petals. Give her a little flower on her hat. Okay, and now that we are done with her face, her hair, and her hat, it's time to do her body. So what we're going to do is we are going to draw 2 vertical lines under her chin. And then we're going to connect the bottom with a curvy line for the bottom of her dress. Then down here I'm going to add 2 more small vertical lines. 2 small vertical lines. Then I'm going to come over to the left. I'm going to add another one. And then I'm going to connect the first 2, because I've got 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to connect 1 and 2 with a rainbow line. So I still got this line here. So now I'm going to come over and add another little vertical line. So now I'm going to connect the bottom of them with a curved rainbow line. Then I'm going to draw a horizontal line across the bottom of each one for her shoes. And now we have her legs and her feet. So all we have left to do is we need to draw her arms, her purse, and the collar of her coat that she's wearing. So once you've got her legs finished, we're going to come back up to the top. And under her chin, we're going to draw the letter V. So to make it easier on myself, I'm going to find the middle of her chin and come down just a little bit and make a dot. Probably can't see that dot. Now you can. Now I don't want to connect this all the way over to each corner. I want to come in a little bit. So watch. I'm going to make a V. But see how I left some space on either side? I didn't connect my V all the way to the corners. I just connected it a little bit, left about a fingertip on either side. Because now what I'm going to do is from the corner, I'm going to make another V, but it's not going to connect at the bottom. Okay. So watch what I do. Just watch. I'm going to come down and make another V, but I'm not going to let it connect. Okay. Then I'm going to draw a diagonal line that way, diagonal line that way. Try to make them even. Now from the end of this line, I'm going to draw another diagonal back over to the edge of her dress, back over to the edge of her dress. And then I'm going to draw 2 little U-shaped lines on either side for her hands. Then I'm going to draw a smiley face in the middle of my V up here. And that's going to be her neck. Then from the bottom of my V to her hands, I'm going to draw a straight line down. Okay, I've done her neck. I've got the collar of her coat. her arms. So the only thing I have left to draw is her little handbag. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down below her hands and I'm going to make a little horizontal line.
Georgie Rower to the office, please. Georgie Rower to the office, please.
Okay, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a sideways curved line up to her hand on either side. That's going to be the handles of her purse. Then to draw her handbag, I'm going to start on the corner of the diagonal line. I'm going to come down and curve around and back up. And that makes her purse. We're almost done. One more thing to do. We need to finish drawing this line coming down for the two sides of her coat. So I'm going to start at her hands and come down to the top of my handbag. Now don't go through your handbag. Come down to the bottom and then go down to the bottom of her coat. Okay, so this is how we draw a cartoon version of Rosa Parks. Now, I went ahead and added a background. I put the bus, because that's what she's famous for, is refusing to give up her seat on the bus. So I drew the bus behind her and added a little sidewalk. But before I let you guys color this in and add any background, we're going to add her name to the bottom of our paper. Or actually, you know what? I think we're going to put her name at the top of the paper. That way you've got room to add some details. So at the top of our paper, we are going to write her name, Rosa Parks. So we're going to do it together. Capital R, lowercase o, lowercase s, lowercase a, capital P, lowercase a, lowercase r, lowercase k, and lowercase s. Okay, so I'm going to give you guys the rest of art today to add a background, color this in. You don't have to add a background if you don't want to, but I would like you to color it in. Now, one thing we need to talk about is skin color. Rosa Parks was a black woman, so we need to use the brown crayon and marker to outline her face, her hands, and the parts of her legs we can see, and then color it in with a brown crayon, okay? But as for her dress, you can color it any color you want. You can color her handbag any color you want, but her hair needs to be black and her skin needs to be brown. So I hope you guys had fun learning about Rosa Parks, and I hope you had fun drawing this cute little cartoon version of her. So spend the rest of art today coloring this in, and until next time.